Hey loves, let's talk about the North Node in a way that nobody else will. Forget destiny. Forget past lives. Forget the fluffy, this is your soul mission posters. The nodal axis is cosmic sex. South Node is the divine masculine energy. The push, the sword, the outward thrust, the yang arrow that says, I act, I conquer, and I separate and I achieve. It is the solar, penetrating, doing, controlling, and initiating. It feels safe because it's active. It's the part of you that can perform under pressure and survive alone. The North Node is the divine feminine. This is the energy of the pull, the vacuum, the womb. The yin chalice that says, I receive, I magnetize, I allow, and I become. It is lunar, receptive, cyclical, intuitive, and merging. It feels terrifying because it requires emptiness first. A void that must be trusted before it is filled. Your entire life is the story of these two lovers learning to make love inside of you, instead of one forcing things or abandoning the other. Most of us arrive addicted to one pole. Fire and air south nodes, Aries, Leo, and Sag, are addicted to masculine thrust and terrified of feminine surrender. Earth and water south nodes, Taurus, Virgo, Scorpio, Pisces, Cancer, Capricorn, are addicted to feminine containment and terrified of masculine potency. Air south nodes, Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius, intellectualize the masculine so they never have to feel the feminine. The North Node is not a career. It is the erotic invitation to marry the opposite pole inside yourself, so you stop projecting it onto toxic partners, gurus, or Netflix. The hunger you feel in your North Node is literally sexual. It is the ache of the womb or the phallus that has been ignored for lifetimes. When you feed it, you orgasm into wholeness. In this series, I'm going to take each North Node sign, show you exactly which lover you've been overusing and which lover you've been starving, and then give you the foreplay instructions so you can finally have sacred, integrated sex with your own soul. And if you want to go deeper, with journal prompts that make you wet with insight, embodiment practices, and the guided North Node activation meditation that turns fear into foreplay, the North Node activation kit is linked below. Let's stop ourselves with only one polarity and start making love to the entire cosmos. North Node in Aries. From eternal people-pleasing priestess to sacred warrior queen or king. It's Libra South Node to Aries North Node. North Node Aries, you absolute velvet-covered doormat. This one's for you. The Libra South Node spent lifetimes perfecting the divine feminine art of reflection, compromise, and harmony at all costs. You became the ultimate chalice, beautiful, accommodating, always poured out, never filled. You learned pleasure from other people's pleasure, other people's approval, and other people's peace. You called it love. The universe calls it spiritual starvation. And now the cosmos is sliding a molten red sword across the altar and growling, pick it up. Today, the desire is yours. Today, the body is yours. Today, you penetrate life instead of waiting to be chosen. North Node Aries is the rebirth of the divine masculine in his healthiest, hottest form. Raw initiative, sacred selfishness, boundaries that feel like foreplay, anger as holy fire, and leadership that doesn't apologize for existing. That restless, irritable, I'm about to burn this whole thing down energy that you feel, that's God's heart-on in your soul, finally getting blood flow after centuries of celibacy. And how it shows up in the real world, because, be honest, you already know. You say, it's fine, while quietly plotting revenge in your notes app. You date people who treat you like an option because you never learned to be the priority. You ghost your own dreams so nobody feels abandoned. And your orgasms are polite. Yeah, even those. Foreplay assignments. Now you need to do these and feel the sword start to throb. Say the sentence out loud that will make someone stop liking you. Say it anyway. Buy the thing that is only for your pleasure and tell 0 people. Book the solo trip, the tattoo, the class, the haircut, whatever makes the old nice girl, nice guy version of you clutch pearls. Masturbate while staring yourself in the eyes and repeating, I choose me, until you come or cry. Preferably both. Start one fight this week that ends the war inside you. And for extra credit, wear red lipstick like war paint. Walk into rooms like you own the oxygen. Let people be mad. Let them leave. Watch how fast the right ones kneel. The cosmic orgasm waiting on the other side, you become the sun. People will either orbit your gravity or burn up trying to get close. Either way, you are finally warm. Check out the North Node Activation Kit, guided meditation that is linked in the description. Stop waiting to be chosen, baby. Go choose yourself so hard, the whole timeline feels it. North Node in Taurus. From drama-addicted phoenix to unbothered earth goddess. Scorpio South Node to Taurus North Node. So North Node Taurus, you gorgeous velvet-clad chaos junkie. Welcome to your intervention. Your Scorpio South Node spent lifetimes treating life like a crime scene you had to solve naked. You dove headfirst into power struggles, financial merging, emotional carnage, and sex that felt like war. You learned pleasure from crisis, betrayal, rebirth, and the delicious high of controlling the uncontrollable. You called it depth. The universe calls it spiritual adrenaline addiction. And now the cosmos is sliding you silk sheets, a plot of land, a fat savings account, and a plate of strawberries dipped in gold, whispering, lie down, stay a while. Let pleasure be simple, slow, and cumulative. Let safety be the new kink. North Node Taurus is the rebirth of the divine feminine in her richest, ripest, most sensual form. The fertile valley that doesn't need to burn to feel alive. The body that can be touched gently and still come undone. The bank account that grows while you sleep. That craving you feel for routine, beauty, money that doesn't come with blood, and 8 hours of sleep and sex that feels like a spa day? That's the goddess remembering she is allowed to keep the gold this time, instead of setting it on fire to prove her power. How it shows up in the real world, and no lying because we both know, you blow up perfectly good relationships the second they get boring. You're secretly turned on by financial danger and call it trusting the universe. You'd rather be passionately broke than comfortably rich. Your nervous system only relaxes when everything is on fire. So, you have foreplay assignments, and do these and watch the Phoenix finally land. Light the $120 candle on a random Tuesday for 0 reason. Open a secret savings account titled Soft Life Fund and feed it first, no matter what. Sleep naked on hotel-quality sheets for 30 days straight. Eat 1 meal a day with your phone in another room, tasting every bite like it's the Last Supper. Have the kind of slow, vanilla, eye contact sex that would have bored Scorpio South Node to death, and let yourself come harder than ever. For extra credit, buy the lingerie for you, not for anyone's gaze. Plant something and keep it alive on purpose. Say the sentence, I'm staying when every cell wants to detonate. The cosmic orgasm waiting on the other side? A life so lush, so stable, so quietly luxurious that crisis finally runs out of your address and has to text wrong number. You become the person people come to when they want to remember what peace feels like in their body. Check out the North Node Activation Kit and the guided meditation. It's linked in the description. Stop burning the treasure room, baby. Keep the gold, keep the glow, and keep the peace. Now go be expensive. North Node in Gemini. From high priest guru to curious little for life. Sagittarius South Node to Gemini North Node. So North Node Gemini, you self-righteous, passport-stamping, capital T truth preacher. Sit your enlightened ass down for a second. Your Sagittarius South Node spent lifetimes on the mountaintop, robes flowing, beards growing, preaching the one way, the one book, the one guru, the one philosophy, the one that would finally save everyone, especially you. You got pleasure from being right, and from having the panoramic view from dropping wisdom bombs that made people fall to their knees. You called it vision. The universe calls it spiritual masturbation. Now, the cosmos is dragging you down the mountain by your ankle, handing you a library card, a burner phone, and a curiosity boner, whispering, stop preaching. Start asking. Let life fuck your mind in 1,000 different positions, instead of you always being the one on top. North Node Gemini is the rebirth of the divine masculine in his lightest, quickest, most playful form. The eternal student who gets hard for questions, not answers. The butterfly that pollinates 100 flowers instead of building one cathedral. The tongue that tastes everything and stays hungry. That restless itch you feel to learn something useless. To flirt with strangers. To change your mind in public. To read the book that contradicts your entire brand. That's God getting a hard-on for curiosity again after centuries of dogmatic celibacy. And how it shows up in the real world? Stop pretending you don't know. You secretly judge people who don't get it, while secretly terrified someone will find out you don't have it all figured out either. You've started 12 spiritual businesses and finished 0, because when it's perfect. Your dating history is a string of disciples who worshipped you until they outgrew the sermon. You can't orgasm unless you're teaching someone something mid-thrust. So you have foreplay assignments, and do these and feel your mind finally get wet. Read one book this month that makes your entire identity uncomfortable. Highlight the parts that piss you off. Change a strong opinion in public and let people watch. Have a conversation with 0 agenda. Just pure tell me more. Take a class in something utterly useless and brag about it. Send the mental version of edging. Start 10 projects this week and finish none of them on purpose. Celebrate the chaos. And for extra credit, post a story that says, I was wrong about ... and watch your follower count survive it. Let someone teach you something you think you already know. Flirt with 3 strangers before noon, just for data. The cosmic orgasm waiting on the other side. You become the person who can walk into any room, any belief system, any bedroom, and leave knowing more and owing nothing. Knowledge turns into foreplay instead of armor. You'll finally be able to come without having to be the smartest one in the bed. Check out the North Node Activation Kit, and the guided meditation is linked in the description. Stop preaching from the mountaintop, baby. Come down here and let life blow your mind. North Node in Cancer. From cold corporate daddy to soft, needy, cry in public baby. And proud. Capricorn South Node, Cancer North Node. So North Node Cancer, you gorgeous suit-wearing fortress. It's time to come home. Your Capricorn South Node spent lifetimes building emotional skyscrapers, walls of achievement, titles instead of hugs, bank accounts instead of bedtime stories. I'll sleep when I'm dead instead of hold me. You had pleasure from productivity, control, and never needing anyone. You called it strength. The universe calls it slow motion suicide by loneliness. So now the cosmos is wrapping you in a cashmere blanket, putting you in a rocking chair and whispering, let someone feed you. Let someone see you small. Let your heart be penetrated until it cracks open and leaks everywhere. The North Node Cancer is the rebirth of the divine feminine in her softest, wettest, most controversial form. The mother who doesn't produce, she just holds. The baby who isn't ashamed to need. The ocean that doesn't apologize for flooding the shore. That ache you feel to be held, to cry in the grocery store, to cancel plans because your feelings are too big, and to text, I miss you, first? That's the goddess remembering she is allowed to be needy and still be powerful. How it shows up in the real world, and stop pretending here, you'd rather die than ask for help. Your love language is acts of service because saying, I need you, feels like weakness. You parent everyone except your own inner child, and your orgasms are scheduled and efficient and secretly unsatisfying. So you have foreplay assignments. Do these and you'll feel your armor finally melt. Cancel one responsibility this week just because you're tired. Let people be mad. Let someone else pay for dinner, carry your bag, or tuck you in. No reciprocation allowed. Cry in a public place on purpose. Bring tissues, because it's a sex toy. Send the voice note that says, I'm not okay, before you've fixed it. Sleep with a stuffed animal or a weighted blanket and moan about how good it feels out loud. By the way, I do this. I sleep with a stuffed animal. And for extra credit, call your mom or someone who feels like a mom and let her baby you for once. Wear the softest thing you own with zero bra. Cook something that takes hours and eat it with your hands. The cosmic orgasm waiting on the other side, you become the person people run to when the world gets hard. Because you finally know what safe feels like in your bones. Legacy becomes love instead of a resume. You'll be held so deeply the old Capricorn part will weep from relief. Check out the North Node activation kit and the guided meditation, which is linked in the description down below. Stop being everyone's daddy, baby. Come be the needy little moonchild you were always afraid to be. North Node in Leo. From invisible humanitarian to main character monarch who makes the revolution blush. Aquarius South Node to Leo North Node. So North Node Leo, you selfless group chat saving, I'll just fix the whole system while my own heart collects dust. Angel, this is your coronation. Your Aquarius South Node spent lifetimes being the detached revolutionary, the futuristic brain, and the I'm only here to serve humanity martyr. You had pleasure from being useful, morally superior, and safely invisible behind causes bigger than your own desires. You called it evolution. The universe calls it the slowest form of self-erasure. And now, the cosmos is ripping off your lab coat, shoving you under the spotlight, and crowning you while growling, take the throne. Wear the sequins. Make the world watch you come alive. North Node Leo is the rebirth of the divine masculine in his most radiant, creative, fuck off and watch me shine form. The king who doesn't ask permission to take up space. The artist who signs the painting with blood and glitter. The lover who makes love to life itself on the stage. That burning desire to be seen, to post the thirst trap, to wear the loudest color. To make art that has zero practical purpose. That's God getting a hard-on for being adored again after centuries of altruistic celibacy. And how it shows up in the real world, so you can stop gaslighting yourself, you'll save the whole protest, but let your own dreams die on red. You give brilliant advice that you never take. Your dating history is people who need fixing because being needed feels safer than being wanted. Your orgasms are silent and considerate and secretly furious. So you have foreplay assignments, and do these to feel the crown descend. Post the photo that makes the old Aquarius you would have called too much. Wear something that makes strangers stare. Let them. Make one piece of art this week that serves no one but your own joy. Date yourself so lavishly it feels illegal. Roses, candles, mirror compliments, slow dancing alone. Have the kind of loud, dramatic, bed-breaking orgasm that wakes the neighbors. And apologize to no one. Extra credit? Walk into a room like the music just dropped for your entrance. Let your friends throw you a party just because you're alive. Start calling yourself baby, king, queen, god, goddess out loud. The cosmic orgasm waiting on the other side? You become the sun the revolution was waiting for. People will follow you not because you saved them, but because watching you shine reminds them they're allowed to burn too. Check out the North Node activation kit and the guided meditation that is linked in the description below. Stop hiding in the audience, baby. The stage is yours. Go make the whole timeline bow. North Node and Virgo, from cosmic soup martyr to sacred high priestess of useful magic. Pisces South Node and Virgo North Node. So North Node Virgo, you beautiful, boundaryless ocean. It's time to get a body, a to-do list, and a safe word. Your Pisces South Node spent lifetimes dissolved in the cosmic soup, saving everyone, crying at sunsets, living on vibes and prayers, letting lovers, gurus, and substances penetrate you until there was no you left behind. You learned pleasure from surrender, victim stories, and the delicious ache of being everything and nothing all at once. You called it oneness. The universe calls it spiritual codependency. So now the cosmos is handing you a scalpel, a mortar and pestle, and a color-coded planner, whispering, get specific. Discriminate. Make the magic useful, or it's just pretty glitter on dysfunction. North Node Virgo is the rebirth of the divine masculine in his cleanest, sharpest, most devotional form. The sacred craftsman who turns chaos into systems. The healer who washes feet before she washes souls. The priestess who schedules enlightenment and still shows up early. That itch you feel to organize, critique, serve, perfect, and finally say no when something isn't aligned? That's God getting hard for discernment after centuries of boundaryless bliss. So how it shows up in the real world, and you and I both know the tea here. You give free readings until you're energetically bankrupt and call it compassion. Your house or planner or body is chaos because structure kills the vibe. You attract partners who need saving because being needed feels like love. Your orgasms are tantric marathons with no finish line and are secretly frustrating. So your foreplay assignments. Do these and feel the virgin finally get ravished properly. Make a non-negotiable daily schedule and treat it like foreplay with the divine. Clean or organize one drawer or altar or desktop like you're making love to order itself. Say, that's not my job, out loud this week and watch your nervous system calm. Create one offer, one boundary, one price that scares the old martyr version of you. Have a 15-minute quickie orgasm on purpose, efficient, clean, and done. Celebrate the finish line. And for extra credit, wear white like the Virgin and feel how powerful purity actually is. Charge money for your healing gifts without the 47-page apology email. And tell one person, I can't hold that for you, and mean it. The cosmic orgasm waiting on the other side for you. You become the person people pay premium to sit with because your magic now has edges, containers, and results. You heal without losing yourself. You serve without becoming the sacrifice. So check out the North Node activation kit and the guided meditation that is linked in the description below. Stop leaking energy like a pretty sieve, baby. Get precise, get potent, and get paid. North Node in Libra. From lone wolf warlord to sacred bride of life itself. Aries South Node to Libra North Node. So North Node Libra, you beautiful sword-swinging, I don't need anybody, savage. It's time to put the blade down and pick up the wedding ring. Your Aries South Node spent lifetimes as the lone warrior. First in, last out, I'll do it myself. Relationships were battlefields, vulnerability was surrender to the enemy. Orgasms were conquests, not communion. You called it independence. The universe calls it the longest-running one-night stand with loneliness. And so now the cosmos is draping you in silk, sliding a diamond on your finger, forged from your own melted-down armor, and whispering, marry life. Let it choose you back. Let harmony be the new battlefield, and partnership the new kink. North Node Libra is the rebirth of the divine feminine in her most refined, relational, fuck me with your eyes across the room form. The queen who rules through beauty, diplomacy, and the art of the sacred the lover who can negotiate peace in the bedroom and the boardroom. The mirror that makes everyone feel seen without disappearing. That ache that you feel to dress up, to flirt without conquest, and to say, "What do you need?" instead of "watch me." To let someone else drive for once. That's the goddess remembering she is allowed to be adored instead of always being the adorer. So how it shows up in the real world, because there's no more war paint denial here. You ghost people the second they get close because closeness feels like weakness. You'd rather be right and alone than wrong and accompanied. Your dating strategy is hit it and quit it before they can quit me. Your orgasms are fast, solo, and quietly proud, and secretly empty. So you have foreplay assignments. Do these to feel the sword finally turn into a dance partner. Let someone else pick the restaurant, the movie, the playlist, and moan about how good it feels to be led. Wear something soft and pastel just to watch people relax around you. And say, "I don't know, what do you think?" in a conversation. And mean it, like foreplay. Book a couples activity solo. Dance class, pottery, anything where you have to touch a stranger on purpose. Have the kind of slow, mirrored eye contact sex where you let them set the pace and you just receive until you cry. And for extra credit, host a dinner party and let other people bring the food. Apologize for something small and watch the world not end. Walk into a room smiling first, speaking second. The cosmic orgasm waiting on the other side is you become the person wars stop for. Power through partnership instead of conquest. Love that doesn't require armor. A bed big enough for 2 souls and 0 casualties. Check out the North Node activation kit and the guided meditation that is linked in the description box down below. Put the sword down, baby. Let life take you to the altar. North Node in Scorpio. From stubborn earth hoarder to soul alchemist and sacred depth diver. Taurus South Node, Scorpio North Node. So North Node Scorpio, you gorgeous velvet-covered control freak. You've spent lifetimes treating comfort like a moral virtue. Taurus South Node perfected the divine feminine art of possession. My body, my money, my routine, my couch, my snacks, my silence. You hoarded safety the way dragons hoard gold. Change felt like death, so you stayed in misery if the sheets were soft enough and the bank account was fat enough. You learned pleasure from stability and called growth unnecessary drama. And now the universe is sliding you a black obsidian dagger and whispering, burn the treasure room. Dive into the volcano. Let everything die so everything can be reborn richer. Scorpio North Node is the rebirth of the divine feminine in her deepest, darkest, most powerful form. The womb that can hold death and sex and money and truth all at once. The void that swallows comfort and spits out power. This hunger you feel to blow shit up, to merge bank accounts, to tell the ugly truth, to have the kind of sex that rewires your DNA. That's the goddess remembering that she's Kali, not just a pretty cow grazing in a safe pasture. So how it shows up in real life, you stay in dead-end jobs, relationships, because the paycheck and routine is comfy. You'd rather be quietly miserable than risk losing the house, the savings, and the reputation. Your sexuality is sensual, but surface level, because depth feels too intense. So you have foreplay assignments here. Do these and watch your dragon wake up. Delete one app that keeps you numb. Tell one person the secret you swore you would take to the grave. Spend or invest money in a way that scares the Taurus South Node shitless and feels like foreplay to the Scorpio North Node. Have the kind of orgasm where you cry. Laughing is mandatory. The cosmic orgasm waiting on the other side. You become the person people call when they're ready to burn their old life down and build a new one on the ashes. And they gladly pay you in gold, sex, and soul level loyalty to guide them through it. Check out the North Node activation kit and guided meditation that is linked in the description. Let's stop grazing and start devouring, baby. North Node in Sagittarius. From trivia hoarding know-it-all to wide open questing goddess. Gemini South Node to Sagittarius North Node. So North Node Sagittarius, you gorgeous 47 tabs open Wikipedia foreplay trivia slut. It's time to close the browser and book the damn flight. Your Gemini South Node spent lifetimes being the eternal student, the jack of all trades, the I read something about that once champion. You collected facts like panties, flirted with every idea in the room, and came from being the smartest, quickest, most mentally flexible person at the party. You called it curiosity. The universe calls it chronic mental masturbation with zero penetration. Now the cosmos is handing you a one-way ticket, a horse, a bow and arrow, and a horizon that never ends, whispering, pick one truth and write it until it takes you somewhere you've never been. Stop collecting, start questing. Let meaning fuck you so deep you forget your own name. North Node Sagittarius is the rebirth of the divine masculine in his wildest, most untamed philosophical form. The archer who shoots first and trusts the arrow to find the target. The pilgrim who walks until her feet bleed for a truth bigger than comfort. And the teacher who burns the textbook to keep the students warm. That restless, itchy, I'll die if I stay in this town or job or relationship or mindset, one more second fire? That's God getting a hard-on for faith, adventure, and unapologetic bigness after centuries of safe, small, clever foreplay. So how it shows up in real life, and stop pretending you're not exhausted. You know 17 half-finished spiritual paths, but have never gone all in on one of them. Your dating app bio is a TED Talk, and you'd rather be interesting than happy. Your orgasms are clever, but rarely soul-splitting. So now you have foreplay assignments. Do these and feel the horse start galloping between your legs. Book a trip with zero itinerary. Land and let the land decide. Publicly commit to one philosophy, one teacher, one path for 12 months. No escape clauses. Delete the dating apps and let destiny flirt with you in real life. Tell one story that risks making you look stupid, fanatical, or too much. Have the kind of wild, laughing, possibly outdoors sex that would make Gemini South Node blush. And take notes. And for extra credit, wear boots that were made for walking out of comfort zones. Start a fire, literal or metaphorical, and don't put it out too soon. Say, I don't know, but I'm going to find out, and actually go find out. The cosmic orgasm waiting for you on the other side is to become the person people follow across deserts, oceans, and belief systems. Not because you're smart, but because your faith is contagious and your joy is offensive in the best way. You finally come so hard that you forget every fact you ever memorized. Check out the North Node Activation Kit and the guided meditation linked in the description below. Let's stop collecting passports, baby. Start burning maps. North Node in Capricorn. From eternal mother martyr to cold-blooded crown-wearing matriarch. Cancer South Node to Capricorn North Node. So North Node Capricorn, you soft overgiving, everyone come cry on my bosom while I slowly die inside angel. It's time to close the milk bar and open the empire. Your Cancer South Node spent lifetimes being the womb of the world. Feeding, feeling, fixing, forgiving. Forgiving again. Staying small so nobody felt threatened by your power. You felt pleasure from being needed, from tears on your shoulder, from you're the only one who understands me. And you called it love. The universe calls it death by emotional labor. So now the cosmos is handing you a black Amex, a corner office with a view, and a crown forged from every tear you ever swallowed, growling, build something that outlives you. Charge for your gifts. Let them grow up without you. North Node Capricorn is the rebirth of the divine masculine in his most ambitious, unapologetic, legacy-drunk form. The king or queen who owns the mountain instead of crying on it. The mother who teaches her children to feed themselves and then buys the restaurant. The woman whose love language is now, I built this for us, now protect it. That cold, ruthless, I'm done rescuing people who refuse to rescue themselves energy rising in your chest? That's God getting hard for boundaries and boardroom power after centuries of apron strings. So how it shows up in real life, and no more saintly denial, you are still paying emotional rent in relationships that foreclosed years ago. You feel guilty every time you say no, then resentful when you say yes. Your savings account is a food pantry for everyone except you. Your orgasms are nurturing, but never commanding. So you have foreplay assignments. Do these and feel the crown descend. Raise your prices or ask for the raise without the 47-minute apology. Tell one person, figure it out yourself, and don't soften it. Buy the designer piece that screams, I'm expensive to keep. Schedule a day with zero emotional availability and treat it like a vacation. Have the kind of sex where you're on top, in charge, and they thank you after. And for extra credit, fire one client, friend, or family member who still treats you like free therapy. Put your name on the deed, the patent, the LLC. Wear black like armor and heels like weapons. The cosmic orgasm waiting on the other side. You become the matriarch empires are built on. People will call you cold, and you'll smile from your penthouse knowing they're just mad because they can't afford you anymore. Love becomes legacy. Power becomes peace. Check out the North Node activation kit and the guided meditation that is linked in the description. Let's stop breastfeeding the world, baby. Go build a castle and make them bow at the gate. North Node in Aquarius. From tortured romantic artist to detached future queen or king of the new paradigm. Leo South Node, Aquarius North Node. So North Node Aquarius, you dramatic, spotlight chasing, I'll die for love and post the poem about it monarch. The stage lights are officially off. Your Leo South Node spent lifetimes being the main character of every tragedy and romance. Red roses, grand gestures, heartbreak anthems on repeat, and orgasms only when someone was watching or worshiping. You called it passion. The universe calls it the longest running Broadway show with one actor and zero intermission. So now the cosmos is ripping the crown off your head, handing you a laptop, a lab coat, and a direct line to 2050 growling, get off the stage. Go fix the future. Fall in love with humanity instead of one broken person at a time. North Node Aquarius is the rebirth of the divine masculine in his coolest, most revolutionary fuck your feelings if they're toxic form. The visionary who invents tomorrow while everyone else is still crying about yesterday. The lover whose kink is now freedom, innovation, and group chat salvation. The queen or king who rules the timeline instead of the bedroom. That icy, restless, I'm bored of this romantic script and ready to detach for the greater good feeling? That's God getting hard for systems, science, and collective liberation after centuries of candlelit melodrama. And how it shows up in real life for you, so you stop romanticizing the chaos. You stay in toxic love because the sex is cinematic and the pain writes good poetry. Your identity is built on who adores or betrays you. You'd rather be tragically burnt out than quietly build something that lasts. Your orgasms require an audience or a heartbreak playlist. Foreplay assignments, you need to do these to feel the future start fucking you in 4D. Delete every ex's nudes and write a code, an app, or a manifesto instead. Spend 1 week speaking only about ideas and never about who hurt you. Donate the designer heartbreak wardrobe and buy metallic silver from I'm the Future pieces. And join or start a group project that has zero emotional drama and massive impact. Have sex that's weird, experimental, possibly non-monogamous, and definitely not about validation. And for extra credit, go 30 days without posting a single selfie. Watch your nervous system detox. Invent something, a course, an app, or a community that helps strangers you'll never meet. Tell one dramatic lover, I love you, but I'm choosing the timeline over this story. The cosmic orgasm waiting on the other side. You become the person history books argue about in 2150. Love becomes revolution. Your heart detonates for 8 billion people at once, and somehow still has room for you. Check out the North Node activation kit and the guided meditation that is linked in the description. Stop dying beautifully, baby. Start living disruptively. North Node in Pisces. From ruthless high priestess of order to holy dripping boundaryless lover of God. Virgo South Node, Pisces North Node. So North Node Pisces, you perfect, color-coded, hypercritical, I'll fix it all before everyone sees the mess virgin. It's time to get ruined. Your Virgo South Node spent lifetimes being the ultimate divine masculine servant. Lists, critiques, purity tests, fixing, perfecting, orgasming only when everything was clean, correct, and under control. You called it devotion. The universe calls it spiritual constipation. So now the cosmos is ripping the clipboard from your hand, pushing you into the ocean naked and whispering, dissolve. Let it be messy. Let God fuck you in ways no to-do list can survive. North Node Pisces is the rebirth of the divine feminine in her wettest, holiest, most controversial form. The mystic who comes when she prays. The lover who merges until there's no edge left. And the artist who bleeds paint and calls it scripture. That terrifying, exquisite ache to stop fixing, stop knowing, stop performing usefulness, and just feel everything until you disappear? That's the goddess finally getting wet after centuries of celibate perfectionism. So how it shows up in the real world, because no more spreadsheets over the truth, you can't come unless the room is spotless and the technique is perfect. You fix people instead of feeling them. Your spiritual practice has KPIs. You'd rather be right and sterile than wrong and alive. So you have foreplay assignments. Do these and feel the virgin finally get ravished by the ocean. Make art with zero goal. Paint with your hands, cry on the canvas, and leave it ugly. Take a bath or shower and stay in the water until you lose track of time on purpose. Pray out loud with your whole body. No words, just sound, tears, shaking, and moaning. Yes! Stop fixing one person this week. Just witness their chaos and stay soft. Have the kind of sex where you forget your own name, their name, and what day it is. Only God and goosebumps are allowed. And for extra credit, wear only flowy white or sea colors for 7 days. Delete one productivity app and replace it with a playlist called Surrender. Walk into the ocean, a lake, or even heavy rain, and let it penetrate you completely. The cosmic orgasm waiting on the other side? You become the person people meet and remember on their deathbed. You heal rooms just by walking and dripping with mercy. You finally come so hard, the entire universe says your name back to you in the waves. Check out the North Node activation kit and the guided meditation that is linked in the description below. Stop wiping the feet, baby. Let the ocean take you. Listen, your North Node isn't asking you to become someone new. It's begging you to stop abandoning the parts of you that were never allowed to come. If you're ready to stop teasing the dragon and finally let it fuck you all the way awake, the North Node activation kit is waiting. It'll have journal prompts that will ruin you in the best way. Timeline trackers so you can watch yourself change in real time. And the guided meditation that turns fear into foreplay. The link is in the description, pinned comment, and in my bio. Grab it tonight. Do it tomorrow morning with coffee and no panties, or whatever makes you feel like a goddess. Because the longer you wait, the longer the dragon stays starving. And baby, she's hungry. I love you. Go be legendary. I'll see you next time. Thank you for joining me for today's episode. To connect with me further, check out AtlantisWaits.com.